9 statues that are ripe for removal. So now we're talking about let's remove loads of statues. Let's get straight through it, shall we? Let's see if you guys agree with the removal of these statues. Number 1. Rodin's thinker, Paris. So there he is. He's thinking. Thinking is an activity human beings are no longer capable of doing. So why should an inanimate object be allowed to indulge in this most dangerous of pastimes? Thinking is a privilege. And we all know that privilege is to be fought and expunged wherever it is encountered. Moreover, it is too sedentary a statue if it was depicted pondering whilst, say, in the act of pushing over another statue. That would be fine. But passivity is complicity in white supremacy. So there we go. That one needs to go. Goodbye, Mr. Thinker. Number 2. Cristiano Ronaldo, Madeira. There he is. I'm sorry, but how is that? Cristiano Ronaldo is someone who has spent years sculpting his own body flesh into anatomical perfection for the metal manifestation of his features. Therefore, to resemble a potato having an aneurysm is a crime against truth that will reflect badly upon us as upon him. Since most other public works of art will have been cancelled by the time we reach the next decade, we cannot leave it to chance that this may be our sole artistic legacy. Curtains for you. Michelangelo's David, Florence. This is my favourite. Little Winky. Little Winky, big ball bags. And what's that thing sticking up there? That looks a bit worrying. Got to be my favourite. Quite aside from the fact that it's a giant white man carved from the whitest of white marble by another white man, this statue is often described as a masterpiece. The word master is a patriarchal term for an oppressor, whilst peace is what we shall have none of whilst these statues remain standing. If you're dyslexic, I'll leave you to see whether you can work that one out. Living statues. Though real statues are problematic, to imitate them for financial gain is cultural appropriation, making light of the lived experiences of many and intimate objects through history. By and large, these imitators are, as you might imagine, white men pretending to be statues of white men. This doubles the need to pull them down. Thierry Henry, London. They look nothing like them, do they? Thierry Henry was a ruthless tyrant who arrived in this country from across the Channel in 1999 and spent 8 years brutally suppressing the people of Tottenham. For that, his followers erected a statue of him in North London, which is equally reviled by the Irish for the crimes he committed against them during a World Cup qualifier in 2009. That needs to go. I'm going to be honest, Nelson's column is in French and I can't read French. So if anyone wants to read that, I'll leave it there for a moment. If anyone can read French, I will pop the link in as well so you can see it for yourself. This is awesome. Ready? Christ, the Redeemer, Rio de Janeiro. On a hill above Rio, Christ stands triumphant, arms aloft amid the heavens of Latin America. His vast, shimmering domains, fruits of conquest in his name, lying before him. Although Christ was the original social justice warrior, upsetting money men, telling people what to do, wearing sandals, etc. He got too big. He wrote a self-help book, and is one of the 5 cast members on Queer Eye. Yeah, he pretends to be all progressive, but he's not a true ally. Statue of Liberty, New York. Once upon a time, this statue was the promise of the American dream, a gift from a fading colonial power to the land of opportunity. But nowadays, that's a harder sell. As we all know, America isn't really free. Sure, you can vote, but what good is it when people who lack your intelligence choose the wrong politicians? Far better to move to China, where those problematic events called elections are taken care of for you, and where you'll struggle to get served in a bar if you happen to be an African American. America really is in the pits in comparison, so perhaps now is the time to change this most famous of statues, rip down the giant white woman holding a torch to the east, and replace it with a towering, face-masked President 11, or I, or whatever it's called, offering you a Mandarin phrase book. That is the President of China. I don't know how you say his name. Chai. I. 11, as in Stranger Things. Who knows? Buddha. This is the last one now, I think. Yeah. If you Google the world's biggest statues, almost all of them are of Buddha, and most have unrealistic body standards. All, that is, except the Buddha, the rotund laughing Buddhas, with an obesity epidemic almost as problematic as the current COVID one, and queues outside every McDonald's drive-through. Now is not the time to be putting muffin tops on a pedestal. Class. See you later.